Let's bring in Vertical Research Advisory Managing Partner Kip Herriage. Kip, I know GameStop is a stock that you've liked for a long time. Ryan Cohen is loading up on this thing. It was interesting because when he initially took over and he kind of changed the strategy with Bitcoin, you were initially upset that he didn't buy a lot of it, but maybe he was smart not to, and he's got some dry powder.
Yeah, that's great to see you, Charles. That's a great point you just made there. Look, the guy is clearly not a dumb guy, okay? And that's what we're really investing with our small cap companies, a company like GameStop. We're investing in management. And I think Ryan Cohen really knows what it takes, has what it takes to have success with GameStop and make it work. Look, they've got a market cap of $10 billion. They got $9 billion in cash. Right? There really is no company quite like GameStop. There are no analysts that follow this stock whatsoever. We're continuing to add to positions. We don't have as much as we used to own at one point. The stock has been flat. And again, he's been very slow in acting, but they're closing a lot of locations.
Right.
But they've got 5 consecutive profitable quarters, and that continues to grow. We like the stock here.
Hey, speaking of retail investors and retail favorites, smart money, dumb money debate. The most brilliant of all the smart money, the quants, right? They love themselves. Well, the quant hedge funds are getting hammered, right? In the meantime, it's dumb money. They keep buying. In fact, this is like record buying. Retail bought on that Tuesday dip. I just think that the game has changed, with respect to the influence and power of Main Street investors.
I think that's such a great point. Look, there's never been a better time to be the dumb money because, look, I think I think the distinction is this, Charles. The elites of Wall Street, if you will, the quants, if you will, they've never been a big fan of Donald Trump. But the dumb money, right? They've seen this Trump economic miracle developing. They know they believe that GDP was going to hit 4 or 5%. We're there now. We think it goes to 8%, and that's why they've been so confident in buying the dips.
Wait a minute, GDP 8%?
Yeah, that's our target by 2028. I think it's going to happen much sooner than that.
Wow.
This economy is on fire, Charles.
Hey, real quick, Gary likes the Russell, the IWM just made a major breakout here. You think it might be a little overbought though?
Yeah, the distinction is, yes, it's overbought in the short term. It's extreme overbought. As a matter of fact, all of our momentum oscillators are at overbought. That's typically kind of a short-term danger zone. But I agree with what you said with Gary a minute ago. I think this is a breakout that lasts. I think this entire year is going to be melt up and move higher for the small caps. The distinction I would make is that if you trade leveraged ETFs, and we have a leveraged ETF trading strategy, this is the time to put in some stops because we are that overbought.
I got you. Hey, we got a minute to go. I want to go over some picks here. NuScale is a name that you've liked a lot. It comes on and then it pulls back. It comes on and then it kind of pulls back. What do you think the catalyst will be? Is it just sort of the data center building and the need for energy? And the administration is putting a lot of money behind these small modular reactors.
Yeah, this is a great theme. I think it's an amazing long-term theme. The issue with NuScale has been Fluor. Fluor was one of the major initial investors. They're selling their entire stake. They announced that at the end of last year. They announced they'd be out of it by the second quarter this year. That's coming up pretty soon now. And that's really hammered the stock. The shorts now are at 28% short interest. We think there's a good short squeeze play here. Look, we rode this stock up and down. We're aggressively long right here at this price.
By the way, Tesla, you were pounding the table on it last year when everyone was selling. It's up significantly since then. I've got 20 seconds to ask you about Galaxy. I guess, do their fortunes just simply live and die with the movement in crypto?
To a large degree, at least in the short term, but not longer term. This company has 5 divisions. No one, all in the crypto space, no one does what they do. They're bridging traditional and crypto finance. We think this is an amazing play. I think the stock's $100 this year.
All right. Hey, I love your boldness. And by the way, your track record is absolutely phenomenal. Kip, thanks a lot, my friend.
Thank you, Charles.